What's going on, and welcome back everybody. So today's topic is, what do you do if you're out somewhere with the family or friends or whoever and you find yourself in a situation that you can't use your support arm, your left arm. You're out with the family, whatever, wherever, friends, and somebody attacks you, and let's say you get stabbed in the arm or you get shot in the arm and you can't use this arm no more. It's just limp and it's just hurting so bad you can't use it. What do? That is today's question. The scenario is already laid. You're out somewhere with your friends and family, whoever, and you find yourself in an active shooter situation or a self-defense situation, and your arm is badly injured, it's bleeding, you can't use it, it's numb, you have no feeling, you can't move it. So what do? In a perfect world, your wife or your friends or family or whoever is with you would be equally as trained in the art of handgunning as you are, but that's not always the case. Sometimes spouse is just not into it. Sometimes your friend's just not into it, and you might be the only one who knows how to actively engage someone with a firearm. What do? I'm gonna show you a couple little tips and tricks. Pretty sure there's more out there, but these are the ones that I would use when I put myself in those scenario-based situations where I'm injured, my left arm is injured, and I can't use my arm, and I have to all I have is my right hand, and I need that hand to draw the weapon and push out, and there's already a round in the chamber, so I literally just have to go to town with one hand shooting and trying to keep them fundamentals. That's one of the main reasons why you also have to train, not only train regularly by drawing your weapon and pushing out properly, but you also have to train one-handed shooting and weak arm shooting in case your right arm, your trigger arm, is the one that's injured. Now what are you going to do? So you have to practice you shooting with your weak arm. You have to run weak arm drills, and how are you going to get your gun out your holster with your weak arm if your left arm is down? So what do? What do you do if your right arm is injured? You can't use it. Now you have to practice drawing this weapon. You have to practice getting it out the holster and being able to shoot targets, engaging targets with your weak hand, with your support hand. These are the reasons why you have to train for these scenarios. So let's just take the extreme part of it, that your right arm is injured, and let's just make it to the less extreme. Let's say your support arm, your left arm, or your weak arm is injured. What are you going to do? You have to practice that. You have to practice getting your shirt out the way, grabbing your pistol, aiming with one hand. That's the easy part. Honestly, that's the easy part. The easy part is just getting it out, putting it on target. That's the easy part. Getting your weapon out from concealment with one hand is the same as two hands. So now let's step it up a notch. So now what happens if you're shooting, your gun is out, you're able to get it out with one hand, you're shooting, bang, 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 and now you're empty. You hear that infamous click. Now what are you going to do? So one thing that you can do is you can just eject the mag with the slide back. You can put the gun back in the holster, grab your extra mag, slide it over, and boom, now you're back on target. So that's one way to do it. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that scenario again. Lock the slide back, you're shooting, boom, 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 you hear that click, you look, you're empty, you drop the mag, so you can put the gun down in between your knees. You can get the extra mag out, put it in there, slap it, press the slide release button to rack that round, and now you're back in the fight. Now we're going to take it to another extreme. What do you do if your arm's incapacitated, it's badly injured, you can't use it, you're shooting, boom, boom, boom. What do you do now if you're out of bullets, you ran out of rounds, and the slide doesn't lock back? What do? You only have one arm, so how are you going to rack the slide? One thing you can do is you can eject the mag, you can put it back in the holster, You can cross over mags, and you can either rack it off your belt, back in the fight. Or another way you can do is, you're in a gunfight, boom, 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 you're out of bullets. What do? Drop the mag, put it in between your legs, get your back up, put it in there, tap it, rack it in between your legs. And now you have a round in the chamber. So those are two techniques that you can use to rack around if one of your arms, if your support arm is out of the fight and you can't do anything with it. You can rack it off your belt, or you can rack it in between your legs, or you can rack it off a table or a ledge, a car door, or whatever you have around you to rack that round into the chamber so you can get back into the fight. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you the round is actually getting racked up into the chamber when you rack it off your belt, your knees, or in between your legs or whatever. I'm going to show you. It's empty. There's no rounds in here at all. No rounds in there. We're going to close it. I'm going to put the mag in. I'm going to rack it off my belt. Now I'm going to show you that there's a round in there.
Got it!
There we go.
Got it!
Do it again. There's no round in there. Put the round in. Rack it off the belt. Eject it. So the key to this scenario is you have to practice and you have to train. You have to practice getting your gun out, racking off your belt, and getting ready to be in the fight. Eject that. So you can see that there's a round. Well, that one came through the bottom. So I'll show you. There's no more rounds in this gun. The rounds are out. Put the magazine in. You can rack it off your kneecap, literally. You're back in the fight. When you eject, show you there's a round in there. There's no round in there. Show you, reload, and you can rack it in between your knees. Same situation. Or you could be high speed and just rack it off the table, car door, or whatever. Push down, and you're good. Show you, there's a round in there. So to wrap this up, knowing that you have options in a situation, in an incident, whether it's self-defense, an active shooting type of situation you find yourself in, and if your arm, your support arm get injured or your main arm get injured, know that you still have options. You can still be in that gunfight. You can still get your weapon out. You can still rack it off your belt. You can rack it off the kneecap. You can rack it off the table. You can rack it in between your legs. Just know that you have options. You can stay in that fight with just one arm. You just have to practice and you just have to train. Thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all in the next video. Peace.